So, well, let's just get right into what do you think? First of all, talk about relationships and men and women and how we can learn to love our relationships more.
Well, you know, the most important thing for women is that whether you're in a relationship with a man, whether you're planning to be in a relationship with a man, you have been in relationships with men. And that's a whole half the world's population. Mm-hmm. And it's wonderful if you can have a positive relationship with half the world's population instead of just cutting them out. And so everybody has their own personal destinies and journeys when it comes to relationships. But if we can make sure that the relationship that we have are fulfilling and positive, it makes life so much more positive. And if you're a woman, multiply that times 10 compared to a man. Mm-hmm. The quality of our relationship, whether they be intimate or friendships or family relationships, work relationships, the quality of relationship for women is the primary determining factor for happiness. And this is now proven. And you've, of course, written the book on happiness and love, which I love both of your books. They're great. Read them. They'll help you.
I've quoted John in both of the books. I've interviewed him for both of them.
With the bottom line of what's happening for women, and this is the crisis over the last 15 years, women's happiness levels have gone down. They're loving their lives less. It feels like a grind. What am I doing it for? I'm doing so much, and particularly there's so much to do, and there's not enough time. And just in all sort of spiritual traditions, we talk about, we have this illusion of suffering that we create in our lives. Yeah. And respectfully, I want to point out that we create our lives based upon our choices. And that feeling that there's too much to do, there's not enough time, is the outcome of the choices we make. Mm-hmm. Now, it's sort of misdirecting to say it's choices we make, because sometimes we can't choose. We're just having automatic reactions. Women often say yes to too many things when they should say no. But saying no doesn't feel very soft and feminine and feel good. But we have to recognize that if you don't take care of yourself, then you can't say yes to the world. Mm-hmm. And they have to go hand in hand. And if you just keep saying yes and yes, then you become exhausted. And exhaustion becomes your justification for saying no. So many women will take on so much, and then finally you can now say, no, I can't do it because I'm doing so much. Rather than, I'm having a nice day, sunning myself, going for a walk, I got a massage, and I'm taking a day for me today. It's simply that. It's like having the permission to say, I need time for me. Now, women throughout history have never needed to draw that line because the culture drew that line for women. There used to be a world where men lived in men's world, women lived in women's world. And the hormones that are promoted in the body at those times are actually conducive to our happiness and our well-being. For men, it was doing jobs that required danger, risk, urgency, sacrifice, and they're usually higher-paying jobs. Women would go, oh, I'm so glad to have a man in my life who will do this for me and will do this. And therefore, I will be able to have the life that I want and the life of my dreams, which would be, for many women, would be, I want to have children. I want to have the time to be with my children. When my children grow up, then I can do more in my community. Right. But the bottom line is that women don't have that lifestyle choice today. Yeah. And so suddenly she's having to earn a living, going to the work world, which is promoting a hormone called testosterone. Mm-hmm. Testosterone lowers stress for men, but it doesn't lower stress for women. Mm-hmm. So women's stress levels are much higher than men's. They're much higher than women have ever been. You could be starving and poor, and you would have much less stress than women today who have money but are overwhelmed with too much to do.
So actually what's good for men, which is this work and this adventure and this pressure and all of that, pressure is bad for women.